Yeah.
It's almost like a mysterious package. It's like, what's in it?
If you're just joining us, we're talking with brand identity expert, the award-winning David Brier. Well, these are amazing stories of you working with these various companies. I would like to shift gears for a moment and speak to the person who's watching that has maybe been told at their job or in their professional life that they need to maybe work on their own brand. I hear this sometimes in my work
personal
life.
Branding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone will say, you know, your personal brand is really important. What does that mean?
Well, it basically means, you know, what is it that you're known for? What, even more fundamental. I was talking about this with a colleague, and I said, what are you the go-to person for?
Oh, that's good. That it's like we were talking about earlier with the product or company or business, that people in your work environment are thinking, if I need or want this, you're the person that can do it, and
totally.
You're the only person,
totally.
Perhaps, or likely,
You've got the Midas touch to get blah done. Mm-hmm. You've got the foresight to get blah done. You know what? If I need something done, I'm going to so and so. If I want a blockbuster film, I'm going to Spielberg. You know who? You know. Yeah. You know. I mean, what is it? The thing that you're known for?
So but you're bringing up a good point, because I could see someone thinking, yeah, but I'm not a musician or a movie director or a movie star, so how does that apply to me? I mean, who cares if I just wear beat up shoes and, you know, my collar's frayed? I'm really good at what I do. Shouldn't that be sufficient?
Maybe. Put it this way, if you're working in Wall Street, that wouldn't go over well.
Right.
If you're in Silicon Valley, that may be totally the right thing to do.
Yeah.
There's no. I make that distinction because, you know, one of the things that people have heard me say is that you know, rules enable you to follow, knowledge enables you to lead. So in anything that I say, whether I'm going over with clients or the topics in the book, rules enable you to follow. If you study something from the standpoint of, oh, let me do this so that I can, so that is the answer for
black
period.
And white, yeah.
That I don't ever have to think, I don't ever have to evaluate, I don't have to you know, coordinate and align this, because information changes, cultural aspects change, businesses change. The businesses and or individuals that don't have the ability to observe what's in front of them, be proactive and responsive, they're going to become outmoded. The ones that are actually fluid, and doesn't mean that they're compromising or doing less of what they were. I mean, look at how much evolution happened with the Beatles over what, 7 years, and how they changed the world and music. I mean, they went from being the guitar band to being the psychedelic to the you know, I mean, they were always true to themselves and to what they were about as an entity. Similarly, an individual can do that. So it's just a matter of, okay, what's the principle that can work? How am I going to exceed expectation? How am I going to over-deliver? How am I going to do something so incredibly remarkable that someone says, I am so glad that I used you, and I will never think of anybody else when I have this need.
Yeah. Now, you are touching upon something that is one of your key principles in the book, and I think it's worth discussing, because it's hard for us. It's to know when is the right time to change, but when should you remain as is? For whether it's your personal brand or with your company, if you're in charge of a brand or you're a small business owner, can you give us some tools or understanding on how do you make that judgment call?
It's actually pretty simple. What do you want to be seen or known for? And is it working?
Oh, that is pretty simple.
Is it working?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for example, I don't know if you know this, but Microsoft recently terminated the Zune. And do you know what the Zune was?
No.
Now, this is great.
That's
actually
it's actually
perfect.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly why they terminated that product line.
I was Zune free.
You were Zune free.
And I will remain Zune free.
Actually, you were in a Zune free zone.
It sounds like I will remain thus.
You will.
There's no turning back.
Because, well, the thing is that Microsoft, years after Apple came out with the iPod, right? Not the iPad, which is the current craze, but the iPod, Microsoft came out with Zune. And they kept on trying to have it gain traction. But it was a follower. It was like, so what? Zune.
It was like an also ran.
It was an also ran.
Yeah.
It was a Me Too. It was a follower thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? And it didn't even. If you're going to follow, at least follow with greater innovation or in such a cooler way. Make it gold crusted or something. I don't know. Do something. But they didn't shake it up at all. They've done this repeatedly. They're even doing it in the tablet market now. So the thing is that
it doesn't really feel like it's their thing.
Well, it's not.
Color, innovation, it just doesn't.
It's not. And the thing is that because they might as well just stay true to what their brand is, which is essentially kind of being everywhere, doing everything, to a pretty okay, acceptable standard. Okay, that's kind of like, it satisfies a bunch of needs. Does it challenge the norm? No. Does it innovate? No. Does it appeal to the creative class? No. Okay, so that's not their sweet spot. So why try and be that, or start a new company, do something different. But that's Apple's sweet spot. So so it's kind of like you need to find where your sweet spot is and embrace that.
What do you say to clients? Just us talking about it, this makes me very nervous. I'm palpitating. Most of us do not like change. So how do you help your clients work through when you're coming in there with your firm to probably give some of them a massive overhaul?
Well, it's very simple. I say, well, currently your sales are flat. You've lost market share. There are new companies on the horizon. There's more information being done at a faster rate than ever before, and people's attention span is shorter than ever before, where we're in the scanning age.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, and if you're happy with all of that and want to continue going forward with those as the existing situation, that's fabulous, and we should probably end the meeting now.
Right. You're not for David Brier.
But if you would like to actually, if you want to change that in a proactive manner to really fulfill your potential, put it this way, I have yet to actually ever meet a CEO or a VP of marketing or business owner or an entrepreneur that got into business to fail.
Yeah.
They may have gotten beaten up during the course of things. Okay, they tried this, didn't work. Tried that, didn't work. And get beaten down. Okay, that's fine. But let's look at why you started this. What was the dream? What was it that you were bringing to the table? And maybe it was enough. Maybe it wasn't enough. We get to explore that. If it was enough, don't let the dream down.
Yeah.
Give it the tools to survive. Take it out of intensive care.
Right, exactly. Pull it off life support.
Pull it off life support. I mean, come on. And so, so it's just that kind of thing where, I mean, it's such an exhilarating feeling to watch a brand grow into itself. It's like almost like a child. It's like all of a sudden they're no longer that kind of gawky little kind of funny kid with their feet are too long for their body or their head's too big or this, that, the other. All of a sudden the proportions are all working and they're graceful and and now they were throwing a graduation cap in the air and you're like going, wow, that's awesome.
So proud. As you're describing this, I'm thinking that to succeed in this arena must have a very big impact on the employees of the company.
Huge.
Do you have any stories connected with that with companies that you've worked with?
Oh, completely. The, perfect example is a company. This was started on a mother's kitchen table. She started this business having to do with a
lot of important things happen around the kitchen table.
You have no idea. The only close second is the famous napkin over lunch.
That's right. Yep.
But what happens is she started this, and it had to do with personalized party favors for bridal showers and baby showers, etc. And she started this online.
Yeah, I could see that if you were a working woman and you want to host a really nice bridal shower or baby shower, that's a lot of additional work to come up with the party favors, but you want it to be memorable, different. So she saw this as a need and started this, like you say, on her kitchen table.
And it started to take off on the internet. She was, all of a sudden, there was stuff happening, and her husband, who was working in corporate America, was seeing this and going, what the heck is going on? All of a sudden, there's this thing that's starting to have a life of its own. And by the time that they had come to me, it was very, very cute, because they're a great, great couple. But the company that had been called Simply Stuff. We did a whole revamp of the name and everything like that.
Oh, wow.
Everything. And that story is explained here. It's explained elsewhere. But I'll just show your viewing audience. Big Dot of Happiness is the new name, and it's basically making life's occasions fun. It's about time, and
oh, that's a really good slogan, because for a woman, if you're planning the party, everyone else is having fun, but maybe you're not, because it's so much work. And
why do you want to leave? Why do you want to leave these milestones in a woman's life up to sort of chance or
what's available when you stop in a department store?
Exactly.
Okay, I'm tracking.
So basically, what we did is I said, look, first of all, we need to move it from Simply Stuff, which was being shipped in just the boxes that were being provided by the post office. I said this goes through many hands before it ever arrives at the individual.
Right.
So we're going to create this as an actual event in and of itself.
Yeah, the box as part of the experience.
So that this is the 3 phases of Dothood. You're born, you grow, you shop. Big Dot of Happiness. Okay. And so with all of these.
Well, that's very true. And that sums it up, actually.
I know, but what happens right here is.
Or you grow, you shop.
And this rewards you when you actually open it up. And what happened is that they started as just a few people, and now they're up to 50 people, and they're into the 8 digits as far as they've gone to about 600% growth, I think, in the last 6 or 7 years since we actually worked over on that. So the thing is they have created, they've taken this energy, and it's been really infused into all of the employees, the energy. They just did a video that's just a gas. There's an energy that's contagious. And if you do it right, that energy is something that everybody can feel. Your customers, your employees, you, me, the cameraman, the people all in the room.
The plants.
Everybody. Thank you, everybody. This has been fabulous.
This is Lori Crever signing off from our interview with brand identity expert David Brier, inviting you to read a book. It could change your life, and let's encourage our children to do the same.